Last time trying to do this damn video. Dig this. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was telling me he finally got his home studio. I'm like, it's about time you got that, bro. It's about time. He said, yeah, man, I got tired of spending all that money going to the studio, and I could just spend this $300 once and just be good and just record. I said, I told you that. I've been told you that. And all he could do was laugh. I'm like, he said, yeah, you right. I'm like, because if you think about it, let's talk about the big time studios are just a flex. To me, it's just a flex. If you're an independent artist, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. You could save more money in yourself by it costs more to invest. It costs more to invest in yourself than going to the big time studio, because the same money you're going to be spending going to the studio, you can build a home studio. Like I said, the most I spent on my home studio setup in all, I'm gonna wing a number. I think I spent no more than $390, almost $4, roughly, all together. I gotta check to see I gotta go back and check my numbers, how much everything costs. I forgot. But I don't think I spent that much. I think no more than $3 something all together. And to think I can record as much as I want to. You ain't gotta worry about if you book time, but the day of you get sick and something comes up and you can't go. Oh man, but you can't cancel. If you gotta cancel the day ahead of time, an hour ahead of time, or you gotta pay a fee, a cancellation fee, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about it because you got all the stuff at the house. I mean, I say this: if you just want to be that person with, I just want to be in the studio just to be in there, cool, do that. But you'll save more money. You'll save way more money building a home studio. Like I said, because it's because they already got their money. Once you hit submit PayPal, boom, that money, now you got to go there to do your thing. But why? When you can take that same money that you're spending, because it depends on the person. Most independent artists like myself, you go to the studio and you pay. You're doing one song. Unless you know somebody who got a home, you go to somebody else who got a home studio that charges you. It's a flat fee, like a project fee. Like it's $250 for the project, and record it. We gonna record it. We gonna until it's done. Are you already paid? Yada 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 until it's done. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's cool. That's $250 or $150 one time, but with that, you're on the engineer schedule. You know what I mean? You're on the engineer schedule. You got to make sure they're available on a day that you need to come in, or you got to reschedule, So I'm saying, having your own setup is perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect because, like I said, what's going on in the world now. The other time you couldn't even get to the studio. They wouldn't let nobody in. So now you got all this material you can't record. Now you feeding to go to the studio. But if you had a home studio, you wouldn't have that problem. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have nothing against the big time studios. I'll go again. But I have all the tools that I need to go in. If I gotta knock a verse out, I'm like somebody, yo man, I need you to come through. Just come through the studio and record this song with me. I come through. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is then. But at the same time, it's like, going to the big studio ain't worth it. Especially not now. It's like, we live in a day and age where everybody got a home studio. And if you got the home studio, once you get the home studio, the most you'll be paying for is your beats. That's it. And mixing and mastering. Unless you know somebody to do it for you. My thing is, if you, depends on the cost, just find a studio that does mixing and mastering. That's what I do. Especially for this next project I'm going to be doing. Alright, $65 a song, mixing and bet. What's the issue? There's no issue there. Like, there's no big deal. But to know that, and then you gotta think about it. You're paying for studio time. Then you gotta pay for the mixing and mastering. Some studios, the mastering is separate. I'm not even gonna say the studio that one of them studios, like it's $65 an hour, and I think it's another $75 for the mastering. It's not a lot altogether, but still it's like, bruh, especially if you're an independent artist and you ain't got it like that. Some artists only got enough for the studio time. Then you gotta turn back around and get the mixing and mastering too. You go, man, can't do it. Can't do it. It sucks. But you gotta realize, I'd rather you take the hit of getting the home studio, cause 9 times out of 10, everybody got a laptop. Install it on your laptop or your desktop. Boom, you got it right there. Hey, have you set up and you good. There's no issue. It's right there. It's right there. You record as much as you want, whenever you want. You don't feel like recording that day? Don't record. Record tomorrow. You know, when you want to take a break? Take a break. Come back. But it's right there. But the big time studio, that's money. That's money I don't want to spend. I'd rather spend that money on a home studio. I know so many people in home studios. It's like, and it feels good to know I can get up and record whenever I want to. You know what I mean? You can write as much as you want to and record as much as you want to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know, you don't understand that, cause. But the one thing I will say, if you got a home studio, make sure, you hear me? Make sure you get some backups, some terabyte drives. Make sure you back up all your stuff, just in case your computer crashes, just in case something happens. You got everything stored somewhere else on multiple devices. On multiple terabyte drive. Like, have it, if you got 5, have it backed up on all 5 of them. Just in case something happened to one, you got it backed up on another. You have it backed up just in case something happens. You know what I mean? Just make sure you have everything backed up. And that's it. And that's it, really. Like, we live in if you grew up in the 90s and you used to see every rapper and singer in the studio from the dead of night to the crack of dawn, and like, yeah, man, we was in the studio all night, man, we was in that mug. You can do that at the crib. You know what I'm saying? And it's a flex. It's a flex. That's how I look at studio. It's a flex. It's a flex. Tell me I'm lying. It's a flex. Most of the time, people be in there just taking pictures, recording videos and taking pictures. That's it. I mean, the song, some of those people be doing that song be good, but like, you get the same sound at the home studio. If you got everything set up right, everything sounds good. My album, 88th Avenue, I recorded that in my room. So I can record it. You would never know it wasn't recorded at a big time studio. If I told you I recorded at a big time studio, you probably, okay, I believe it. You know what I mean? You couldn't tell the difference. I think people like, I'm about saving money. I'm not about spending it, only if I have to. If I can save $1, and then one, I always wanted a home studio because all my homies had one. I want one. So I got one. But a lot of people like, they just want to go to the studio just to be in the studio. You spending $70, $80, $60, $70, whatever, and only knocking out one song? That's insane. That's completely insane. And we gotta stop there. You know what I mean? But I say, unless you got a full metal band or just a full band that you gotta be in the studio so all the sounds they can maneuver the sound and know how to record everything through the instruments, go then. If you're just a regular singer, rapper, home studio's where it's at. Save that money. Save it. And then I ain't even gonna shout that software out. You got Personas, Cubase, Logic, hell, even GarageBand. I know a girl who recorded in GarageBand. And there's another one called Audacity. I use that to record my podcast. But there's software out there. Some free, some you got to pay for. But the best stuff is what you got to pay for. You get the free stuff, and for free you get what you pay for, which is free. But there's so much stuff out there that you do not have to go to the big time studios unless it's just necessary for you to go. Unless you just can't get it done yourself. I do not want to record it by myself. I don't want to record this song by myself. I wanted somebody else to record it for me. Then go. But it's just I'm about saving money, and it's about saving money. And if you could save $1, do it. Invest in yourself. Like I said, it may cost more to invest in yourself, but you're only paying it one time. You're paying $300 one time. That's it. You're gonna pay $300 in a year on studio time. Depends on how much time you use. Depending on how many songs you're doing, depending on how many hours you're doing, you're gonna be spending that and more. You know what I mean? You're gonna be spending that and more. So why not take that? Like, yo, screw that. That same money, let me just buy the stuff myself. Let me just buy it. You know? But that's it, y'all. That's all I want to talk about. The home studio versus the big time studios. If you ask me, home studios where it's at. That's all I got to say about that, y'all. It's your boy JunesEightyEIght, bringing the good, bad, and also ugly. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Comment, like, subscribe. Drink more water. Like I said, I just finished this. And get some 88 merch, y'all. And like I said, make sure you follow my Bandcamp account. I'm going to be dropping music over there too. You heard? I'm out. Peace.